Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Real Super Sam. This Sunday is a special episode of Forgotten Spider-Man Rogues and I really hope you enjoy. The Robot Master, aka Gaunt, aka Mendel Strom, is one of Spider-Man's oldest enemies, premiering in the Lee Ditko run and has stuck around for decades, and has even been in 3 pieces of media. I am super excited to make this video about the 75th Forgotten Spider-Man Rogue. As a child, the only thing that could keep Mendel from dying due to his various sicknesses was his obsession with robots, and once he became an adult, he became a passion for him. Norman Osborn took Mendel on as a partner early on in Osborn Industries. This partnership soon soured when Mendel was caught with his hand in the cookie jar, embezzling from the company. However, this was actually a lie, because Mendel Strom had actually gotten more popular while Norman began drowning in debt, and Osborn was close to being pushed aside by him. In desperation, Osborn destroyed Strom's reputation and life. The Robot Master, I'll just call him Strom, first appeared in June 1966 for The Amazing Spider-Man issue 37. In the story, Strom has been released from jail after 10 years, and he's ripe for revenge for Norman Osborn and Oscorp. He creates robots to do this for him. His first robot is like a giant squid creature, and it got stopped by Spider-Man while he was wrestling with it into a fire. His second one has a laser head, and Spider-Man saves Norman Osborn from it. When he gets to Strom, someone from a high window takes a shot at him. Spider-Man pushes Strom out of the way, but the Robot Master still suffers a heart attack and apparently dies. Decades later, Marvel brought him back in Amazing Spider-Man issues 411, Spectacular Spider-Man 234, Sensational Spider-Man issue 5, and Amazing Spider-Man 412. The storyline was called Blood Brothers Parts 2, 4, 5, and 6. At this time, Ben Reilly had taken up the mantle of Spider-Man for full context. Today, there's a quote-unquote new villain in town, Gaunt. So, in the story, Multiman and Ben Reilly interrupts his plan to return his body back to normal. While finding Gaunt, an explosion mysteriously happens, either by the fight with Gaunt or who Gaunt forced to help him sue a trainer, and Gaunt apparently dies/disappears. But it turns out Gaunt and Trainer survived, with Gaunt's employer very mad at them both for exposing his overall plans. So on May 18, 1996, Dr. Strom made a small appearance in the cartoon show Spider-Man the Animated Series, Episode 31, Enter the Green Goblin. They changed his first name to Wardell, but it's the same character. He was working with Norman Osborn to create basically a super soldier formula, but something went wrong and an explosion apparently killed Norman Osborn. Strom, though, still continued working on the formula secret for the Kingpin. Now let's look at Green Goblin issue 10. I just wanted to say that he once hired the X-Men villain Arcade in this story. Next, Gaunt was in the first 3 parts of the story Revelations in Spectacular Spider-Man issue 240, Sensational Spider-Man 11, and Amazing Spider-Man 418. Decked out in his new cybernetic armor, Gaunt, aka Mendel Strom, is ordered to tie up the remaining loose ends of his master's grand scheme, and then he is to kill Ben Reilly right before Peter Parker's eyes. He fails, and Ben Reilly sees a familiar face in the battle, his old enemy from the 60s, or Peter's old enemy from the 60s, Mendel Strom. Mendel years ago took the first Goblin formula ever, and as we know now, that's how he survived, just like Norman. He used Osborn's resources later while working with Norman in secret to destroy Spider-Man in exchange for a new life, creating this new suit. Of course, Peter and Ben Reilly team up to stop him. He returned in Spider-Man Unlimited issue 17, and he fought the original Peter Parker Spider-Man. It came out August 1997. Strom survived the last story and went back to his normal life, sort of. Now he is without his memories and is suffering severe head trauma. All Mendel could do was wander the streets, accidentally stumbling into his first hideout. He felt safe enough to recover there. Spider-Man sees Strom makes toys for sick kids now and wonders if he should help restore Strom's memory. He asks him if he knows who Norman Osborn is, to which he runs out of the room with a headache and comes back with a killer robot army. Afterwards, the fight causes a fire and Spider-Man saves Strom's life. The Forgotten Rogue doesn't remember anything that's happened to him over the last 9 years, making Peter Parker's identity a secret once again, since Strom remembered it during the fight. His next story was in Peter Parker's Spider-Man issues 27 and 28. In this story, Mendel Strom took control of New York's computer network, and he has an army of robots, officially being called the Robot Master. To stop him, Spidey attached the Robot Master with a digital virus, causing him/it to become stuck in a continuously looping program. And believe it or not, this is what the Mad Doctor wanted. Next, he was actually in live action in the very first Spider-Man movie ever, played by Ron Perkins. He was Norman Osborn's assistant, but when Norman first took the Goblin formula, Norman went crazy and killed him. But yeah, at least he was in live action, believe it or not. Strom was then in the story Penis Relentless, issues 2 and 3. S.H.I.E.L.D. found Strom and rescued him from his coma. He signed on with S.H.I.E.L.D. to give them all of his information for witness protection. However, Penis found him and demanded that he tell him the launch codes for a nuke so he could use it on Latveria. One cool moment afterwards, in the video game Spider-Man Edge of Time, we get newspapers showing Mendel Strom as the Robot Master in the original timeline. Then in the new one, Mendel Strom is a worker at Alchemax. And then Strom was also, well, he made a cameo in the Spider-Man video game Amazing Spider-Man in 2012. Next, he was in Civil War II in Amazing Spider-Man issues 2 and 4. Strom in here just works with the villain Clash in this tale. His death came in Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5, issues 4 and 5. Strom unleashed the Tri-Sentinels, nearly killing Peter Parker in the process. However, Strom's luck ran out as the Benefactor, revealed to be the demon that aided Mysterio, previously decided to help him. Well, his help usefulness came to an end, tearing the cyborg to pieces with his own little bugs. This restored Spider-Man found Strom close to death, uttering "Guess my name" before perishing. So long story short, in this story, Kindred was the one who killed Strom. He's made 2 other alternate universe appearances in single issue / panel appearances where he's still just a guy who works at Oscorp, nothing special to mention. And that was Gaunt, or Strom, the Robot Master. Anyhow, a very interesting history this rogue has had, and one I don't think many people know fully about. I could see him as a Spider-Man 2099 villain, sort of like how Mr. Freeze returned in Batman Beyond. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Also, yes, I'm sorry, I guess I spoiled the identity of Gaunt right at the start of the video, but hey, the guy's forgotten. And that was the 75th Forgotten Spider-Man Rogue video, and yes, I have more bad guys to get all the way up to episode 100, actually all the way up to episode 106, I have it actually written out. Okay, so this series wouldn't have kept going on if it wasn't for your guys' views, comments, and likes, so thank you. And I can't wait for the next 25, especially since some I am surprised I haven't talked about yet. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.